Hello everyone, Happy New Year. Happy New Year wherever you are in the world, and as we say here, wishing you all health, happiness and prosperity, and for my French speaking language viewers, santé, bonheur et prospérité. Une bonne année à tous et à toutes. This video is a bit different. I will explain how in a moment, but a few updates before that. Whiskey of the year wise, I'm still working on the list. It's almost finished. I just have to get one whiskey that's late to arrive here, and it will be okay. To decide which was the whiskey of the year was relatively easy for me. The problem is the second, third, fourth, fifth. The first 10 whiskies are very hard to distinguish one from the other. Often very different profiles, but we'll see that in due course, probably in 2 weeks, not certain. But I'm working on them. I'm trying things that are better than what I have on the table for some. But I don't want to spoil too much because I'm still on first try for many of them. Here it's a bit different. You'll see there's bottles I tried only 2 times and one I try more. But also, yeah, I want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law Frédéric, merci Frédéric, who helps me a lot to refurbish the website, Greg's Whisky website, originally from 2013. So it's coming close to be finished, but there's still some work on it, and there's going to be new articles, mainly in French, but there will be always a few translated lines, and all the tasting notes will be summarized, translated in English, right? Okay, thanks for your patience. A new series called Express Reviews. This is a kind of a side version of the express notes that were on the website. And talking about this when I went to my family recently to celebrate Christmas, belated Christmas, we talked a bit with my brother-in-law about different entries of the website. I remember this one. And while I do very long videos, I said to myself, maybe should I, aside from the long videos, they're not going to change a lot, do something a bit quicker, maybe to introduce you 3 whiskies, 1, 2, 3, 4 or more. We'll see that this time it's 3 whiskies, quite different ones, and progressing also on the scale of prices, going up from budget whiskey to still high but still affordable for many whiskey. That will be the Scapa, the second one, and the third one being a bit overpriced as it was officially, but thanks to Black Friday I managed to get it to a very competitive price. And before it's off market completely, I wanted to give a shout out to the Caol Ila, the last bottle of the show today. Give a shout out to this expression because it's amazing. You're gonna see that. That said, yeah, so for this series I'm gonna do a the main difference will be a very short presentation of the distillery and still a presentation of the bottle, but mixing the two together in the description. So first, distillery I want to talk about. It's pretty much not often seen distillery on videos and also on the market, because also there are only, I think, 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. There are very few currently official bottlings of TAMNAVULIN. It's a pity because TAMNAVULIN, I think it's a nice distillery. I had the chance to try some older expression, to own the 12 years old. TAMNAVULIN is Speyside distillery. They're all Scottish distilleries today. So it's on the south. It's very close to Breval distillery, which I like a lot. not too far to TAMNAVULIN and south of Glenlivet, for instance. Now, the distillery-wise, it was founded 1 year after my birth year, 1966. This is owned by not White Mackay is the subsidiary, but Highlands Global Philippines, who owns White Mackay, and now Leon Webb, ex-Shelter Point. A distillery works in there, so big shout out to Leon while we're at it. Production capacity wise in LPA, liters of alcohol, of pure alcohol per year, it's 4,300 yeah, 4,300,000 in French. This is also to be considered as a budget whiskey, as I managed to get it in a Leclerc supermarket for 24.90 euros, almost 25 euros, 25, 26. Why did I bought that? I have also the double cask, which is bourbon and sherry. I will maybe re-review this and the other together someday. While did I got this? There were only very few bottles of this expression, White Wine Cask Edition, because Serge, my French compat Serge, did do a review of it and scored it 83, which is rather a good, without being outstanding, rating for him, especially for such a budget whiskey, and he said some good things about it. So I said, let's see if I can find it less than 30 euros, and maybe I'll consider buying it. And this is what I did for 24.90, which is nothing. I mean, it's a blend territory price. I mean, 12 years old Johnny Walker Black, stuff like that, and might be even higher than that nowadays. Anyway, cheaper than that you can only find stuff like Elgin Classic from Glenmoray. There's not many decent stuff you can find at that price, single malt wise. Right, let's not be too long on the introduction, not to make me lie on the idea. TAMNAVULIN White Wine Cask Edition. It's not a very new edition, but I have a bottle from February 2024 there, 40%. Of course, it's chill filtered and colored. It's hard not to have at that price, unfortunately. But it's a budget whiskey. It's an American oak matured and then white wine cask finished. They state at least it's Sauvignon Blanc, grape variety, cépage in French. Sauvignon Blanc, it's very common in France, but also in other parts of the world. It's usually herbal and a bit green, but can get some nicely stoned fruits notes, dried fruits when it's ages decently, let's say. You can find mostly this grape variety. There's a lot of wines in Burgundy, in many places, but in Bordeaux you can find it in Pouilly Fumé and Sancerre, which is more vin liquoreux sweet wine. So it's all over the place. It's not to be confused with Cabernet Sauvignon, which is black grape. This is white grape, right? Okay, so I have my trusty Spiegelau glasses to try these. What do we have? Despite it chill filtered, I don't know if you see them, the viscosity is quite high, which is surprising. The legs are it sticks to the glass quite some time. It's almost unbelievable at 40% and probably young age. We don't have an age there, no age statement, probably 6 to 8, something like that, I don't know, but it's quite interesting. Let's go to the nose, and when we'll get to the palate, I will cheers for you. I will do a toast to you. Okay, what is very right from the start appealing here is how fresh it comes across. Fresh, fruity, floral, bit green. You can see there's wine implied there, white wine, but it's not winey. It's not wine gums, you say in UK. It's not aggressive wine wise. There's some green and vegetal elements piercing a bit there. Also, I forgot to say, Cabernet Sauvignon Blanc, sorry, is known for its high acidity level, and I can feel a bit of the acidity there. Yeah, but it's quite a pleasant one. There's it is not winey per se. The winey thing I don't like in wine cask finishes and stuff, but there is obvious some wine there. Oh, but what is great already on the nose is the esters from the American bourbon cask that really comes through. They shine on the nose already. So lots of licorice, all sorts, pineapple, hint of banana, maybe. And lots of different apples. What did I say in my trusty sheet? Oops. What did I wrote there? I wrote fresh fruit, some almonds, peach, vanilla, white grape, golden and Granny Smith apples, quite estery and yet still balanced. Let's see what's going on the palate, my friends, and again, a Happy New Year to you all. Yeah, sure there's this green side, but not at the point it's going to be bitter. But there's a lot going on in terms of fruit, bit of flowers, and also this combination of fruit and green elements, which is almost tea-ish, but it's not. Oh yeah, the kind of acetone feeling, not too high, but it comes from the high ester profile. The clash between the bourbon, probably a lot of first fill there, I don't know, and the wine, white wine cask. Very interesting. So quite a nice palate. It lasts longer than I think, for 40% than I was thinking. So quite good. I'm gonna do a bit of a few drops in there of water, and then see if I change the score, the rating. So quite a pleasant experience. If you have nothing against winey influence, but wine that keeps at the bay and that you can keep control of, you will like it. I don't see a comparison with something else at this point, but so official notes talks about a fruity Speyside with a balanced aroma of sweet honeydew. Yeah, I forgot that. Melon, fresh green apple. Yeah, vanilla, coconut cream, flavors of citrus. Okay, baked apple, tart and ginger. Yeah, forgot to speak about the spices. Cinnamon spice, layers of complexity. Blah blah blah. Yeah, so with water, the quite appealing fruity notes and a kind of floral fruity combo, hard to distinguish, are really shining. Do I change the score? I don't know. I'm gonna stick to my score and say 86 out of 100. I know I rate a bit higher than Serge with 3 points of difference here, but I think this is value for money, quite a very, very nice entry level, crowd pleasing, maybe not, I don't know. Maybe the green elements might put off some people, but there's some sweetness and some joyful fruitiness that maybe will, I think, should please to a lot of people. There you go. I'm gonna have some water and just a trusty oat cake to do the transition. Oat cakes are great, by the way, if you can find them. It's the problem here in France, but you don't find a lot of choice. If you, it's not paid advertising, but what's the name there? And I forgot. I was going to advise you, because we're going now on Orkney, some Orkney oat cakes, but now I have a memory, it will come back. Problem. Excuse me. I'm gonna move on to Scapa, so up north. You can see it's one of the two at the moment opened Orkney Islands, which are very up north, but legally part of the definition, whiskey definition wise in Scotland, Highlands whiskey, Highlands Single-Malt Scotch Whisky. So we're leaving Speyside for Highlands, and it's an island. If you know me, you know I like those two Highland Park and Scapa distilleries a lot, despite I'm not often happy about some official proposals. I did talk about Scapa on my website, but not much on the video on the channel, except I did review quickly, I think it was for a poll, or was it French or English, I don't remember, the Gordon MacPhail expression of Scapa. I do have. I also bought this not to do a single review, but so it's more first impressions review on this one, while for the two others whiskies of today it's a bit more confirmed. But I'm gonna speak again about this, don't worry, in longer terms, when I will do a special Scapa overview with I'm gonna review the latest, well, latest it's this, but prior to that, the previous knowledge statement Skyrim, don't know how you say it, Scapa, then the 14 years old and the 16 years old. There were before that, and the Scapa 2000 vintage of Gordon MacPhail, which is also 12 years old, but also it is 12 years old. Anyway, for now, what do you have to know? The basic, I'm only giving you the basic fact, very basic facts about Scapa. It's a distillery belonging to Pernod Ricard, French big whiskey distilleries owner. It was founded in 1885. It's a tiny distillery, but not the tiniest, with 1,300,000 liters of alcohol per year. What else? This one is will be, well, the first one was budget whiskey. We can categorize that in new offering from a long time present distillery. It's I'm not gonna do a big rant there because I want to keep it short, but yes, first fill Bourbon cask, if you wonder. And the rant starts there. Well, I was going to give them a price of for the awards, maybe of design, not the first one, but one of because I love the box. I love the new. You can still see a boat. It's not the Drakkar, the old Viking boat that I liked a lot, which was in the old 12 years old officiel I had, and also in distillery labels range of Gordon MacPhail. But yeah, I like the refurbishment. The map also. Now, information wise, not saying a lot about the content, which I'm not happy about it. 48% ABV, it's a big step up from the 40%ers knowledge statement. Now my problem is that with this, for 60 euros, it goes a bit halfway of being naturally presented. So for me it's more a wannabe natural presentation product than a real presentation product. So for instance, okay, it says small batch on white size, and on the other side non-chill filtered, but it's pretty tiny, and it doesn't say it on the front either back label, which is very hard to read because it's not engraved, but it's transparent and doesn't make sense. The only good thing that you could see the bottling date. Not even sure on camera, but so it was bottled 26th of August 2024. And why I'm a bit pissed off already, I'm giving you maybe away the tasting. It's not a bad whiskey at all. Even for the design, they choose to do a smart and not very honest design choice by going on a dumpy bottle. Why? Because it's caramel colored with the E150A. And you see me coming. The more, but maybe you don't know that. Let me show you the glass. The color in the glass is this. The color in the bottle is this. One thing that I learned with John and other people, the more the bottle is dumpy, the darker the color will be. So when you have a true unspoiled color, untouched color of the liquid, when you'll get a dumpy bottle, if you have a Sherry Monster, will come across more as a Sherry Monster because it's darker. The thinner the bottle, the clearer the color. So they play both on caramel coloring and dumpy bottle to enhance that darkness impression, while the previous 12 years old I had in the early 2000s was quite clear, clearer than that, though it was colored. Okay, so end of the rant, but end of the rant maybe not, because there's a taste. And can the taste be affected by the caramel coloring? No, in my experience, no, when it's very tiny, and we did experiment that once again with John Glazer in his lab a while ago, and Gros Perrin, Guilhem for Cognac in his blending lab as well. When it's very tiny, you cannot feel the difference, but when it gets more heavy, like in blended whiskies, not only the color is mate, and you can see right from outside. Johnny Walker Black is a big great example, or Grant or other. You can see, and I know I owe you other blended whiskey reviews, you can see the coloring is artificial, if I may say, because it's still caramel essence, so it's not we won't go that, it will be too long, but it's still something added to the initial product, so we can say in a way it's artificial. Right, now the legs are sticking because thank God it's unchill filtered. Color, I'm not going to speak too much about color because this is my screen, and it's amber, golden, deep gold, artificially deep, sorry. Legs are sticking for some time, but let's see on the nose, and I'll bring my spreadsheet there if it changes, if this shows. So on the nose, it might be a power suggestion, but I can already sense some sticky thing, caramel, that wraps everything, if I may say. There's always been some caramel, natural caramel in Scapa, in my experience, but now not in single cask. In all single cask for sure. Indie bottlings, there's not many indie bottlings of Scapa, not many of TAMNAVULIN either, mind you, but there's a lot of Caol Ila we're gonna try after that. So for now it's still a bit closed. There's some floral elements going on, some fruits. I wrote some, you can see despite it's 10 years old, some oak already. some spice, maybe some ginger and nutmeg and cloves. There's already a hint of exotic fruit though, which will be green elements like tea, Earl Grey tea. So not a bad nose, but a bit tight. Also, it's the beginning of the bottle, so it's my first impressions, mind you. Don't take it all for granted for now. Okay, let's see what's going on the palate. Slainte. Yeah. Well, it's typical Scapa, official Scapa, right? But what I like, everything's a bit, first again ranting, everything's a bit too much wrapped in some sticky thing. That is not the ABV, that is not the profile. For me, it's a bit of the caramel coloring that's heavy there. But that said, there's a nice combination of fruit compote, of exotic fruit, pineapple, banana, some spices, I would say ginger, more than anything else. But let's have a second sip before I dilute it. When you chew it, you have a bit of bitter orange, bitter citrus as well, maybe bitter almonds, so I'm sorry, I'm also modifying a bit the scoring there. Okay, let's see now how it reacts to water. Because the paradox in there, it's a spoiler, is that 48% ABV might not be the best choice they did, but also with that kind of profile and heavy caramel dosing, it's very important to shake it with a few drops of water. When you add water, you know that you do a chemical action on it, and you force the flavors to come through more directly, and those who were hidden, they are coming across more clearly, and that's exactly what's going on there, I think. It's so much better. There's some glazed sugar, dessert topping on it. There's some nice vanilla. Now the pineapple turned into a grilled pineapple cocktail, let's say, with banana, apples and pears. There's some banana sherbet maybe coming on. It's way more complex, way more pleasant. I might change that. Just ask you a second. I'm gonna pause to revise the rating. Okay, so for the Scapa, I'm giving a temporary score rating, temporary, because still neck poured, still the beginning of 85 out of 100, so it's not bad. Everything over 81 is good. Let's say 81 is good, but you can see with the points minus, it was 86 at the opening, you can see that it's 1 point under the TAMNAVULIN, which is less than twice less expensive. That's half the price. of this, but it scores higher than this because the flavors come across more clearly than this one, and that the caramel coloring seems lighter, in my opinion, than on the Scapa. I hope it will develop in time because I love Scapa. Now let's go to the big surprise for me of 2024. It is not a 2024 release, mind you. You can see the dates there. It's a Caol Ila. Caol Ila is often very well served by independent bottlers. It's with Laphroaig, even if it starts to decrease now for Laphroaig. Probably two of the most peated present on the indie market, and often the best ones, and often more satisfying, let's say, aside from the trusty reference that's for me remains the Caol Ila 12 officiel. It's a great value in peated whiskey, Islay whiskey. But let me tell you that this Caol Ila was the nicest surprise of the end of the year, if I may say, because it's super busy with lots of good bottlings or great bottlings. But this, also it's the most expensive of them all, with 99.90 price tag euros in France in La Maison de Whisky. I forgot to say where I bought the others: Comptoir Irlandais for Scapa and Leclerc Supermarket for the TAMNAVULIN. But the thing is that Caol Ila, I managed to get it with the Black Friday operation. Yeah, it's a FOMO thing. It pushes you to buy. I agree, but 64 euros for this, 94 instead of 90. It becomes very interesting and very decent price. 46% ABV, no chill filtering, no coloring there. But what did open my eyes with that I'm interested is when I learned that this Signatory Vintage, for me it's hit and miss, but they have still a solid grounded reputation for especially on the 46 range, nice things, and some very good cask strengths as well. Haven't touched, unfortunately, the 100 proof new range. I'm sorry, I'm late on this, but when I saw this on the online quick sale, and that it was Madeira finish, with I never seen that. There probably exists already some expressions, Caol Ila and Madeira finish. I'm going to be too long on this, I know. But when I saw it was Madeira finished for 38 months, I said, oh, come on. So it's matured in Hogshead, and after that 38 months in Madeira cask, and it's a 2022 bottling. And what did I forget to say? I know, the presentation. For Scapa and Caol Ila, I will do videos about several expressions I have. I like this distillery a lot. It's the biggest capacity production of the three, 6,500 liters per year. It was founded in 1846 in Islay. You know where Islay is, I'm sure. It's there, on the east of Islay shore. And Diageo owns this, you know that, of course, you know that. What else I have to say? Hogshead number 8 and 9, 960 bottles only. It's in the unchill filtered collection range. Now you know it all. I think the easiest thing, if I'm gonna keep it under an hour, is to show you its light color, but I don't care because it's natural and I know it's 11 years old. Legs are super sticky, nothing goes down. No tears because it's just so sticky as okay. Cannot say swear words here. The nose is to die for. It's pure 100% Caol Ila, and this, the Madeira, didn't touch anything on it except bringing some sticky, bit farmy, bit funky elements that I like, and I also like the combination between peat and Madeira. I have a fantastic Bergslagens 8 years old phenomenal Swedish closed distillery whiskey, for instance, which enters in that thing, and it's also Madeira. I didn't thought of a comparison because of cask strength, to be honest. And yeah, this is gorgeous. There's some medicinal estery, thick peat smoke. Fat gras. There's also those yellow fruits coming on right away, quince, apples, golden apples, but also citrus. This is gorgeous. I like this. I cannot wait to go on the palate. I'm not sure I'm going to change the score. We're going to see after that. Let's go. So yeah, the nose is already giving away that it's a great whiskey, and my intuition that is going to be a great bottling was perfectly right. And Slainte, I cannot wait for the palate. This drives me crazy. I'm full of smoke. Oh my god, this is so refined. This is so good. This is so well crafted. The period of second maturation there, we can speak of second maturation, I think, because it's 3 years. This is perfect, absolutely perfect. Everything is now very, you can see I don't have it for a long time, but already 4, 5, 6 pours. It's one of the toughest spoiler. Along with the Polo Noir release Art American, I have opened the AD10 yesterday, by the way, or the day before. Gorgeous. The Polo Noir release on this, it's very, very hard. Have to be cautious because it might be illegal to say that, but it's very hard not to pour another dram after that. Very hard. So this is top-notch Caol Ila, with the maritime elements being really melted well with the peat smoke and the fruity floral elements. Everything is combined together with a great balance and expressivity. It's not in your face, but it's very present. So on the subtle side, let's take another sip and then diluted. I also forgot to mention, there's on the finish there's some star anise, very discreet, but I like that a lot. Bandages, it's a bit Lafroigish, also a bit medicinal. Also this leafy element, leafy teaish green tea that time, and then going to the hospital, bit Lafroigy again, but you can still, I think blind, you could probably guess it's Caol Ila. Now we're gonna go with a few drops, and then I will have to see if I change the score, which is quite high, let me tell you, to moderate my enthusiasm. The floral exuberance there, and again this rising star anise note behind all that, along with some beautiful, not pineapple, but yellow peach, different kind of peaches, and apples, and maybe some quince as well. This is absolutely gorgeous. So seductive, so Caol Ila, so good. I'm gonna pause to see if I change the rating, because I have to stop talking. Well, I don't know, there's something irrational in my rating when it comes to the subjective out of 20 note compared to the out of 10 other criterias. Remember, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 critters out of 10, 1 out of 20. And yeah, it makes it for now 91.5 out of 100. This is absolutely awesome and crushes a lot of other things. If it was a 2024 release, it would be in my top 3 probably of this year, but it's a 2022, so I will still mention it in my Whiskey of the Year review as blast from the past, if I may say, or experience of the year, best experience of the year. But yeah, okay, 40 minutes, but 40 minutes, 3 whiskies and a bit of experience talking, tasting also. Hope you like it. Let me know if you tried some or all of these whiskies and what you think about them, or if you have a favorite expression of peated whiskey with a Madeira finish or maturation. I'm very interested. I haven't tried a Kilchoman, unfortunately. It's expensive and it got quickly sold out almost everywhere, and I don't know what you think of it. Some say it's great. Let me know, or other. Thank you very much. See you hopefully soon for the Whiskey of the Year review, and if it's too long to wait, I will probably do a short video before that. Slainte.